All right. Woo. Look. I got that wow. Who wants some hands up right now? We got that. Turn it up loud. I know you're wondering how. I got that wow. Here I go, coming. I can't ever stop. I'm a tour de force running. Get me to the top. I don't need an invitation. I'm about to start a celebration.
Hello. Hello, ladies.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
And gals. Hey, guy.
Everybody listening? Guys? I don't know. I hope we do. I think
we know
do.
Bill listens. Yeah. We know Trenton listens.
Trenton listens. Yeah. Brody listens. Vic listens.
Good. So good guys.
There's handful anyway. So we'll see. We'll call them out and make sure they listen.
Yes. This one's for you.
Yes, it is. 3 cocktails in. There's 3. 3. 1, 2, 3.
3.
We have addicting conversations about you just never know. You never know what our conversations
get. We don't know.
Sometimes we don't. Like, for instance, tonight, I'm not real sure. Who knows what we're going to talk about tonight? I think this might be our 35th episode, 35.
I think fabulous.
I know.
Crazy.
Isn't it crazy? I know.
It is.
So we think to start out with, we're going to talk about relationships and is it possible to survive if you have differing opinions on topics like religion, politics, some big ones.
Yes.
Is it possible to survive it?
And thrive.
And thrive and keep going. Yeah.
Yeah. So this has been a question on my mind for a while. Since I signed up for Match. I'm on Match. Oh my God, I should have said that.
Tell us.
Okay, so I got lots of thoughts on this, lots of questions. I've called in all my lifelines to get differing opinions. And it's really, it's kind of mind-boggling because I feel, first of all, that we never would have had these conversations pre-COVID, past election, couple elections. I do think that in the recent modern political world, it's caused some things that, nobody ever talked about religion. Nobody ever talked about politics. Ever.
Or at least it certainly didn't seem like it.
No. So married coupled maybe did, but they didn't do it in front of the family. And you certainly didn't bring it up anywhere else. And I'm not saying we got to go back to that. I'm just, here's the deal. Here's the story. Here's how I got into the predicament that I have found myself in. Okay, so on these dating sites, you write a profile. They give you a bunch of generic questions to ask, to answer. And, one of them is, everything from what kind of height do you like? What drinking level? Do smokers bother you? Do you like cats, dogs, snakes? No snakes. Nothing smaller than a cat. It's always been my theory. I'm sticking to it. Then it's things like education level, divorced, single, widower, separated. That's also a deal breaker. I'm not dating anybody separated. They got to be done.
Yeah.
At least legally. I'm learning some are not done. Heart-wise. Yeah. But one of them is also politics. And some people say, they're conservative. Some say liberal. Some say apolitical. Some say independent. There's some general things. So in the beginning, I didn't put any of those things down. I put down what I was. I didn't make it a deal breaker for who I was searching for.
Okay.
That lasted about 3 weeks. And then I decided I need to maybe Or actually, in the beginning, I don't think I said what I was. I think I left that question off. But then I got some men reached out, and I got some seriously adamant conversations about I am this, and if you are this, we don't have anything to talk about. That would be a good answer. We don't have anything to talk about. Let's be done, move on. I
Yeah.
got some that proceeded to want to tell me how I was wrong,
Oh, to change you.
to change my mind. And I'm not talking in a nice way. I'm talking in how could you be so stupid?
Oh.
Let me just say, have you ever won an argument when that's been dropped into the conversation in
No.
anything?
No.
Let me tell you where you're wrong. Always a good opening.
Yeah.
So then I did go through and I put that I am one way. And I started looking for this for profiles that I was reading. Are they X? Because if they're X, I'm just going to pass. I'm just going to pass. I'm just going to pass. It was kind of also, if I was wishy-washy, I'd say, oh, they're X. Keep going. Swipe left, swipe right, whatever. Okay. So I found myself talking to a couple different men. We were having great conversations. Something came up and a little alarm bell went up, and I asked a few more questions, and I found out that they were as far one way as I was the other. And I got really bummed out. And one wanted to pursue the conversation, kept pursuing the conversation. And I remember coming to you guys asking, I don't know how I feel about this. And you were both of the mindset. It's not going to work.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're
if it's too different.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I would say that the chances are unlikely.
Okay. So I did really enjoy talking to that person. So I came back with, look, this might be the deal breaker, but if we could, I seem to like you as a person. I like the other things that we've talked about. Maybe we can just, whatever. But can we not talk about this? Which probably wasn't a very smart thing. And he just kept coming back. Well, I don't know why you don't want to, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, you're done. All right. So proceed. I have met someone who I'm enjoying talking to. I'm enjoying going on dates. Again, same thing. We are not on the same page in process. That's what I've decided it is. Because in the end game, we're both pretty close to similar beliefs. But how we get there, two totally different things. So it made me wonder, I looked at my parents. My parents did everything together. They were very active in their church. They had very strong church beliefs. But yet when it came to politics, they were of different parties. Of course, I think this also goes back to a kinder, gentler era when those things were more normal. So now I'm coming back to this idea. Why has it gotten to be such a thing? Because it can't just be with your relationship. One of my lifelines, I called and said, I know that you feel very strongly this way and you have friends that are vocal that way. How do you deal with it? And the response was, well, I try and call them on it when I've got good hard facts and when it doesn't seem like they're making sense to how they live their life. And had I known that about them when I first met them, I might not be friends with them. That's very interesting.
That is interesting.
So I gotta get more. I cannot be the only one that is trying to figure out, do all your friends believe exactly like you?
Of course not.
Does it ever come up?
Well, I think the three of us are a good example. I think we just steer away from that. You know what I mean? We don't have those deep political conversations. You know what I mean? We just don't have them.
I don't think that and I don't think that we're missing anything in our friendship and in our relationship by not talking about those things. But
No.
so even though we might be even amongst our group, our small group, and our big group, even if there are both political parties represented in that group, I think fundamentally we all align.
Yes.
Yes,
Mhm.
fundamentally we all align, and I think that's the key. If you
Yes.
don't align on the foundation of things, that's where,
Yeah.
like, one of the only examples that I can think of that ever worked, and I don't know, maybe if who was that one couple, and they were,
Marley Matlin
yeah,
Yes.
and
yes,
James Carville,
Right.
yeah,
two political advisors,
Right.
yeah.
polar opposites.
Are they
Mhm.
still together?
They are.
I believe so. Mhm.
Yeah, they are. And they banter. They
Oh, yeah.
banter, but somehow they're also able to obviously put it aside. That's their
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that here's the other thing I thought of while trying to figure out why this was bugging me so much. Because I do think it's true. People tend to go to their same sources all the time. And we don't really want to go to other sources because it makes us uncomfortable. It makes us have to look at multiple layers, media, data, all those things. But I've been alone for the last 3 years in my own house. I've been able to just sit with my thoughts and I've not had to just really discuss them with anybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, you get comfortable with your position,
Yeah.
whatever that is. But also then, so when you're searching out new friends, and maybe you guys haven't had to, but I'm sure there are people that have moved in. You've got new employees starting. You've got, I mean, we're all meeting new people all the time.
Yeah.
And you find out whether it's the bumper sticker on the back of the car, the t-shirt that they wear, or their Facebook post. Do you find yourself only really navigating to people with similar ideology?
So here's how I would answer that. I would only navigate away from people who are putting their belief out there so hard that
Mhm.
you can't not that it's now affecting you. So I don't think it's necessarily that I seek out or bring in people that I know align with me. I would just tend to not bond with people who are so, here's how it is, I'm going to tell you why you're wrong. That I would not even have time for people like that. I don't want that in my life.
Right. Yeah.
So I think I probably just wouldn't invest in that relationship, and it would end up just being an acquaintance.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone that's going to come at you. And, we talk about this a lot on, Facebook or any kind of social media where they're, posting things you disagree with. You know what I mean? It's hard to, it's kind of interesting to see, you know what I mean? And then when everybody piles on him and then everybody gets in a disagreement is, just as interesting. Kind of like, when you watch a a traffic accident, look at a traffic accident, you're kind of watching all the mess
The comments.
happen. Yeah.
And you hear people say, I'm just here for the comments.
For the comments. Yeah. Just here for the comments. And it can
Yeah.
get pretty ugly. I think, I'm sure family dynamics, I know during COVID, a lot of that happened. So,
yeah, social media, it's easy to ignore people.
yeah.
I mean, you can hide them, you can
yeah.
block them, you can choose not to engage. You could choose to send a direct message. You could,
Yes.
you don't have to make your disappointment, disagreement public.
Yes.
Right. Yep.
Right.
Yes. And you can also choose to not let it bother you.
Yes.
Or to not let it affect you. So whenever I hear people say, "Oh yeah, I got off of Facebook because it was so negative," well, you know what? You can control that.
Yeah.
Hide people that you don't want to see,
Yeah.
or don't friend them, or you can tailor your feed to what you want to see.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
But getting back to that point, if you're tailoring your feed to that which you want to see, are you eliminating alternative views?
Yeah.
And can we learn? I'm starting to come back to this idea that, and twofold. One, we have to learn about the opposing. Not, I mean, even using opposing is the wrong term. It's,
Yeah.
the
Right.
differing view.
Differing.
yeah.
To understand that person.
Mhm.
I came back to something that my mom said when she got miffed. It's funny how the things that I remember my mom getting upset about, and my mom loved everyone, almost everyone. And those she didn't, she was extra sweet to. She was definitely in the camp of kill them with kindness. So we kids always knew whenever she was being really super duper nice to somebody, she did not like them. It was one of those things. But she got really miffed that a friend of hers wanted to pull her children out of public schools and send them to a private school where they could be surrounded by people who believed just as they did. And to my mom, it came back to the Bible verse, go forth and make disciples of all nations. That, for her religion, it's your calling, if you are a believer, to go out and spread the gospel. I'm just stating this is how my mom's thought was about it.
Yeah.
So I do think that if we eliminate the other side,
Yeah. We
and
don't
don't
hear the other
engage,
side. Yeah. Can't
then
learn from the
that's
other
how
side.
that's how we've gotten into the situation we're in. Nobody wants to talk to anybody else because it can get ugly. And
Yeah.
people on social media, people need to get a clue. Again, telling people they're wrong doesn't work.
No.
You got to ask a lot more questions. So all of these are coming into play in this whole new relationship. And should I get stuck on a label? If does the ends justify the means? Am I happy with the ends? The fundamentals, I think, Kitty, as you put it, the fundamental things. Do I have to get stuck on what the process is? The politics, the policy?
Yeah. I googled a bunch of things like I always do, but here's
Good.
one I liked. As long as your values and non-negotiables are aligned, having different interests can be healthy. So if all the basic things, you have those in common, you can certainly stray to different interests and different,
Sure.
for me, I think even politics, you could certainly be enough different and still want, the best for people and you know what I mean? And still come back to, some agreement, I think.
I agree. I just think it's hard when it is somebody who it's their way and you're wrong.
Yeah.
That's a brick wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a I run away.
Yeah. Yes, I would wholeheartedly agree with that. I
Mhm.
just, and it's early days. I'll say it's early days,
Mhm.
but I've tried to do a lot of exploring on this subject because I don't want it to be later days
Yeah.
like I went through before thinking
Yeah.
we were on the same page for the whole thing and then
And then be
no
a
we
deal breaker.
weren't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, so let's take just a little tangent on this. Because Stacey, you posed a question in the group for a topic. How do we feel about class reunions
Yeah.
and friend groups? So similarly, for me, this is one huge reason why I don't want to go to a class reunion. I got a year that hopefully shit can rebound, but for me, this is a reason why I wouldn't want to go.
What I'm not following.
Politics.
Oh,
Politics.
politics and just
Politics.
everybody
Oh my
went
gosh.
different ways. And yeah,
Okay.
I
I
don't know that I've ever had that discussion with
No.
at a
Really?
reunion.
No.
You're
No.
okay. You don't have a group of friends that you're friends with on Facebook that post stuff that you are adamantly opposed to. Ignore, you ignore, you pass it along, you just keep going.
Yeah. Yeah. They do that, and they would be there. They will be there at my next reunion. I'm telling you, I wouldn't miss it. My 10 was amazing. My 20 was amazing, or what? Maybe it was 20. I don't know. The two that I went to, best experience ever. So fun. Everybody was there to just have fun and see each other and know what everybody's up to. And it was lighthearted. And so that would be my expectation. Again, I wouldn't expect that to change. And you know what? If there's people and they get into a political conversation, if it starts going that direction, I'm like, see ya. I'm going to go over
Yeah.
here because these guys over here are having fun.
Yeah. I
Why?
agree.
Why let it be so heavy and polarizing? And if people want to wallow in that, go do that. I'm here to have fun. That's how I would look at it.
Yeah. I've always gone to mine. We don't have them very often. And when we do, there's less than 10 people that show up. And so I've always wanted to know why this is. Why don't people want to go? That's my question. Why do people not want to go?
Well, I can tell you other reasons why I don't want to go.
Good.
I can be your sounding board. Well, for one thing, I moved to Wilmer when I was in 8th grade. So I spent 5 years, 8th through 12th. We all went to college. I never moved back. There's a large contingent of my graduating class that started in kindergarten, stayed all together, knew each other all through their years, haven't moved, and they're still best buds. I don't feel that same connection. And I went to the 10. I got forced into going to the 20. Thank you, Christine. Because I'm good friends with Christine, and she's one of those that went to all of her years of school there. So for whatever reason, when people come back, their conversations they revert all the way back. And so for those of us that weren't there, it's like, no, I don't remember so and so. I don't remember that teacher. No, I wasn't there at that sleepover. No, I didn't do this. I didn't do that. There is a lot of that. And that's really uncomfortable. It's like I'm a +1 at that point. So I don't know if people don't come back because of that, or we're friends with who we're friends with and we already keep in touch with those people. So do we have desire to see what other people who we weren't really friends with are doing?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm
All
not
good
saying that
points.
I could be
Yeah.
totally off base. I could be, overthinking the whole damn thing.
Yeah. I just
Stacey,
kind of I agree with Kitty though. I think the point is to go see people again and have fun. Just have a conversation with whoever, anybody there and just have a fun evening. But
I would really like to go back to Rockwell Cities
2 hours, yeah.
because I haven't seen a lot of those people since 8th grade.
Hmm.
And, when I moved, we didn't have social media. So I didn't have a way to stay in touch with them.
Hmm.
Every time you and I get together, I'm like, okay, tell me who's doing this, who's doing that.
Yeah.
So I want to know.
Yeah.
What
Maybe you'll
memories?
get it. Maybe you'll get invited next year to your.
Oh, I get invited all the time. I'm in
Oh,
the
dear.
I'm in the graduating class group.
Yeah.
It hasn't worked out that I can
Yeah.
go. But that is a group I'd like to go and talk to, see
Yeah.
what people are doing.
Yep.
Kitty, do you stay in touch with many friends that you graduated with?
Um, just only because of Facebook. And so there are quite a few people that I went to high school with that I am Facebook friends. But I mean, so my graduating class was like 500.
That's
Um,
huge.
yeah,
Mm.
it was big. Um, and so, I mean, I'm not connected to even maybe, maybe not even a quarter probably of those
Mm-hmm.
people on Facebook.
Mhm.
But what surprised me when Facebook emerged and we were all jumping into it and checking it out, the people that I connected with, they weren't necessarily the people that I hung around with all the time. They were just people I went to school with. And it was I was pleasantly surprised at the fact that there seemed to be just a genuine desire to be connected again.
Mhm.
And and then when we went back for I guess it was probably our 20-year reunion, um, we were at one of the nights we were at this bar, and I sat there and looked around. I looked at, and I don't remember how many. There was a good 100 people there, I'm guessing, and it was a cross section of every group, and they were all mingling with each other. Everybody, it was interspersed. It wasn't just, I think a lot of people think, oh, it's everybody's just going to be in their cliques again. Well, you know what? I would hope that as we mature, that would kind of start to go down a little bit, and it did. I so look forward to going again and again. I would guess that people get nervous about it. They're like, if they may not feel great about where they are in their life, they might not want to go. And I think there's probably a lot of that, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be.
But I think with Facebook kind of bridging this for us, it's not like you're going to walk into a room and you truly have not seen this
Mhm.
person for 30 years if you're connected with them on social media. So I think that has sort of been a little bit of a, um, I'm not sure what the right word is, but damper or something. It just makes it a little bit easier.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why that subject of class reunions. I get really, I don't enjoy them. I don't enjoy going to the college one. And I don't know what it says about me and my ability to be friends with people or my comfort level. But the last class reunion I went to, I spent more time talking to people that I hadn't had a conversation with, maybe ever,
Yeah.
than I did with the people that I was supposedly part of this group with. And I think what turned me off so much about them is those groups still just talk to each other.
Yeah.
And clearly they're in their lives, each other's lives all the
All the
time.
time. Yeah.
Why are those the people that you're
because they're not comfortable reaching outside of that group. So I see it as a I mean, that's kind of sad. That's kind of sad that they can't open their circle up. That's where their comfort level is, and that's as far as they can go. That's too bad. And good for you for talking to people that you didn't expect to, and the people that you maybe wouldn't have back then.
Yeah, we just didn't have any classes together. We weren't in sports together. We didn't go to the same church, any of those things.
Yeah.
And yet they were really interesting, what people were doing and stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, Stacey, I know your Facebook feed. I know, a lot of your friends because I probably had more friend requests when Facebook became a thing from people from Rockwell City than I did from people from Wilmer. I mean, not, big thing. But do you pretty much stay in touch with a lot of classmates? What's going on. Your brother lives there. Both your brothers live there. Your mom lives there.
Yep. Yeah. And, my other group, we've talked about this. My other girlfriend group is classmates. We're not all in the same exact class, but, all, from Rockwell City knew each other very well when we were there. So, yeah. Yeah, I would say it's a lot. And that's why I posed this question, because it's always disappointing to me when more people don't go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Have any of those friends said why they don't go?
That's a good question. No, we'll have to. I will research this and report back.
Okay. We know who they are, right?
Yes, I know.
I don't know who they are. But you've got a pretty good crew that listens to us. So we're talking about you right now. You don't come back. So be on your guard.
We'll see. Hey, I have something totally off topic. Did you see my post about the new McDonald's Grandma McFlurry?
Yeah.
So, and why I posted this is because this will so when you listen to this, the previous show, we talked about being de-influenced or just influenced in general. And we talked about marketing and whatever. I think am I the only one that thinks the McDonald's Grandma McFlurry is the worst marketing idea ever?
Is it butterscotch?
It is like butterscotch and it has like toffee pieces in it.
Yeah, that's bad.
Well, I don't even care what the flavor is. Grandma McFlurry. Now that I'm a grandma, I'm kind of PO'd that that's a thing. Right?
I mean, unless they're going to have a Grandpa McFlurry that's got Swedish fish in it and smells like menthol.
That's where I figured.
Grandpa
Grandpa McFlurry, is it going to taste like Aspercream and fart? I mean, what else is there, right?
Is it going to say, here, pull my finger?
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
I just think that name is just so weird.
Again.
Yeah, they definitely could have done better.
We're grandma age. We could all be grandmas.
Yeah. Oh, no. That's why it was upsetting. I don't know. Because like I said, is that what it's supposed to be like? Is that every grandma likes butterscotch?
I think if we're all grandmas, what do we all have in our purse that we could hand to a kid right now?
Yeah, a butterscotch.
Just think about it. I want to know current modern day.
Oh,
we could all be grandmas. We could all be grandmas.
Yeah.
What do you have in your purse that you could share with a 3-year-old?
Nothing.
Not much. Yeah, nothing.
You don't have a Tic Tac?
Not with a 3-year-old.
Okay, come on. 4-year-old, 5, whatever. A little kid.
Yeah, gum. Minty gum that they're not going to like. Yeah.
Cinnamon. All my kids like cinnamon. That backfired on me.
Yeah.
tried to buy cinnamon gum and Altoids so that I wouldn't have to share. They all like
They like
those
it?
now.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things that if you wanted to do, and why grandma? Why
I
not?
know.
Yeah.
I know. I don't know. I just
Snazzy
think it
older
was,
woman McFlurry.
or great grandma, you know.
Greatest grandma
Yeah,
McFlurry.
something. I don't know. That just struck me so weird. Like, what in the world?
Yeah, as soon as you posted it, I laughed. I thought
I
that was
know.
hysterical.
Right?
Oh, you guys, I'm being called again to the heavens.
Ah,
It's been gray here all day. Now it's coming
yes.
in.
Don't go to the light.
Yeah, I'm not going to the light.
Okay.
Speaking of things and food and weird stuff, went to a new restaurant a couple nights ago. Julia or Gulia, I don't know. It's an Italian, northern Italian restaurant. Guilia. So we lovingly called it Julia Gulia, just like the Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler movie. It was lick the plate clean good. It was so unbelievably good. If you are in the Minneapolis area, you're going to be downtown. It's in a really cool, it's kind of in an odd location. There's really nothing around there, but very quick. If you're going to like Target Field, this would be walkable sort of deal. Unbelievable food, pasta, appetizers. The only kicker was the desserts. There was a chocolate something that was really, really good. The other things had pistachio in it.
Ah,
Pistachios
like
and
all of
almonds.
them?
They had a really good torte that looked divine, except that there were pistachios in the crust. So that's out.
Yeah.
There was something else that was had nuts in it. And then the last thing was gelato. So I said, okay, what's the gelato? And they were like banana dulce leche or something. I'm like, okay, I'm going with it. My first bite, it tasted like, and I'm sorry to say this, banana baby food. You know that
Oh,
banana flavor that's so banana?
yeah.
Then I got some caramel with it and it was good and I finished the thing. But up until then, oh, the grilled focaccia with a sauce and we had meatballs with a whipped ricotta base and oh my God,
Sounds lovely.
100% have to
Yeah.
go there. We have to go. Have to go.
Okay.
Must go.
Good.
So good.
I'm
Got
in.
me super fired up for our trip that's coming
I know.
just to experience new food.
Yes,
So
we will. Even the escargot. We're going to eat escargot, you know.
I've
Oh, yeah.
had escargot.
Okay. Well, I'll eat it by myself then. Whatever.
Okay, then Kitty, we also talked about this. I don't know if Stacy's on board yet, but I'm going to try
I'm
coffee.
not. Say it
Okay.
again because I think I talked over you.
I'm going to try coffee again.
Good.
No. Yuck.
I'm
Remember
hoping
this
that
one
maybe
Yeah.
French people do it better. I don't know.
I don't think so. No. No. Remember, this was the thing. I'm too old to have to drink coffee. I don't have to drink anything I'm not going to drink. Coffee and
Well,
beer. Nope.
We're also going to try champagne, and neither
Oh.
one of us are big champagne drinkers.
Not big, but I can drink it over coffee. Oh, for sure.
Well, okay, we'll order you a flute of champagne
No, you can
while
have
I
your
have a coffee
yes.
for breakfast.
I'll have my mimosa while you have your coffee.
I don't know. Do they do mimosas in France?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Who knows? We'll
I don't
see.
know either. All right. Well,
Okay.
thank you guys. I don't know. I mean, I'm happy where I'm at. I've decided I'm going to put this in the category of eggs in football. I don't have to like them.
Don't have to. No.
You can like them. I don't have to like them. As long as there's another alternative for me,
Right.
we're all
Yes.
good.
I think so. And as long as you're not fighting directly over
Yeah.
your views
Yeah.
of anything, then you're fine. You
Yeah.
just don't fight over it.
we had the discussion and he said, I like the debates. I like to learn what you're thinking. I'm like, okay, here's the deal. I am in sales. I feel like I am constantly selling all day. I don't want to come home and have a conversation where I have to feel like I have to sell you on my side.
Yeah.
I just,
No,
I don't want
that's
that.
exhausting.
And he said, okay, noted.
So just don't. Yeah.
I'm like, awesome. Thank you.
I know.
Yeah,
So maybe I'll reveal more later.
that'd be great.
Yes. We'll ask you maybe how it's going.
Yeah, I don't know. There's still weirdos out there.
Yes. Kitty and I are thankful we don't need to sift through all the weirdos.
Yeah,
We'll
and to the
just
guy that
listen
sends
to
me a
you while
message
you do it.
about every month, are you still working every weekend? Yeah, I am. Yes.
Not going to change.
Unless you are, Bill Gates rich, this is not going to change.
Mhm.
No.
And even then,
Yeah. I'm not sure it would. Maybe.
no.
No. Okay.
All right,
right.
ladies.
This was a good one.
Thank you.
See you
Peace
next
out.
week.
See you.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
All right. Woo. Look. I got that wow. Who wants some hands up right now? We got that. Turn it up loud. I know you're wondering how. I got that wow. Here I go, coming. I can't ever stop. I'm a tour de force running. Get me to the top. I don't need an invitation. I'm about to start a celebration. Let me in. Brought a good time plus some friends. Turn it up loud past 10. Turning up the crowd when I hit 'em.